There we go.
Perfect. All right. Well, my name is Alla, and I'm a beauty therapist with over 29 years of experience, and also a general nurse, paramedic nurse, who I did it before the beauty, before the beauty training. So I know quite a bit about the health and the skin, and that's obviously helping me to introduce new products, treatments, and talk about how it can help and what it can do. So the reason why I was interested in LifeVantage, because Vicky approached me with this new product. I've got mosquitoes flying around. And at that time, she knew that my health wasn't good. And she just told me about it. She said that product she knew now for a few months, and it's really good. So I gave a bit of a thought, and the conditions I had and the medication I was on, it's actually were a contraindication to this particular pill. So, but I'm one of those people who make decisions fairly quickly. And I thought, well, the medications I'm on not doing me much of a good. It's controlling my symptoms, but it's not really helping me health-wise. So if I can help my body to recover and maybe help the symptoms with the natural product, I'd rather do that. So I decided, okay, let's start. And I began to take the Pretendum at the same time as well as my tablets, a different time of the day, but I was taking both. And very slowly I start to feel a bit better. Actually, the first things I've noticed were my ankles. I've got bad water retention. And I've noticed that my ankles is actually quite good. I can see them. And after that, the energy levels start to rise. And that was a big thing for me. I was riding on the empty for a long time. And so slowly I decided, okay, we'll see if I will reduce the dosage of my medications. And so I don't want to drag too much of that. So now I'm practically medication free. So I don't have any symptoms. And the drugs I was taking, I'm not taking anymore. So the immunosuppressants and steroids, they are gone. So that's very exciting for me and very big thing, because when I was on them, I didn't see a future or distant future. So anyway, also the effect of those drugs were on my skin. So a lot of products I could not use on my skin. It was irritating me. It was giving me allergic reactions and things like that. So it minimized the ability of what I can do for my skin. And I'm one of those, and Vicky as well, who don't like aging, especially when it's aging visual. And so, yes, I was very excited that I can help myself to get my health in order and to get my skin to the condition I want with the natural product. So that's a little bit about me. Is it anything else you would like to ask?
I think also too, Alla, when I introduced you to the product range, you were very interested when I mentioned that we could treat mammals, all mammals. So I'm going to go.
Of
Your
course.
pets, your beautiful dogs.
My beautiful puppies. Yes, I've got 3 of them. So, and all of them got different conditions, health situations. The big one, he's almost 11. He's a Great Dane cross Wolfhound cross Rottweiler. So he is a monster, but he is adorable. He loves people. He is very soft and cuddly. But yes, was developing um, cancer lumps on his all through his body, and he was, because it's a big dog, you know, they slow down, their joints are hurting and things like that. So, and I went once when we had to put down our Great Dane, and I still can't recover from it. I'd rather them die naturally in my arms. That's what I can deal better. I don't know, one of those things. So anyway, so I really didn't want him to go to the doctor too early.
Yes.
And so yes, Vicky said to me those tablets can be given to the animals, and because they got a lot of oxidative stress, and so yes, it's what I was doing. And the energy he's got now, it's just extraordinary. It's through the roof. He's still got lumps, and will wait till it's more keeping in his body and it starts working. But the energy he's got now, oh, well, not like a puppy, but he runs. And my little ones as well. It's a little bit trickier to give it to them. The big one, he will eat anything. The little one's a little bit more feisty. So yes, so I started taking the tablets. I start giving to my husband, and it's practically was, you will take that, and that was it. Because explaining to him why and why he need to take it, it was just too difficult. He is not, he's just a pessimist, and he's not really good with those stuff. But you know what I have to say? Today he called me, well, he texted me and said, "Did you give me the tablets?" And I said, "Yes. I only can see one soft one, and it's an RF1." And I said, "Well, the rest probably in your bag, because, you know, they come out of the whatever they were in." He went, he looked for them in his bag, and he took it.
Oh, great.
I didn't have to say to him, you must. He's now taking it. So we've been almost 2 months, I think, on the product, or close to 2 months, both of us. And I can see changes in him. He's still rejecting it. He's still saying, "Really? I can't feel any." But I said, that's fine. You just take it. And then my son, who is 31, I also ordered for him, and I said, "Boy, mine, you need to take it." And he's still very iffy about it. And I saw him another day, and he said to me, "Mom, I can't feel anything. I don't want to take it." And I said, "Well, that's okay. A lot of people don't feel anything. You just take. I want you to be healthy, and we'll see." So at the moment, yes, I've got whole family on it. And yeah, we're all doing really, really good, especially me.
It's so exciting actually to hear your change in energy from when
Oh,
I was first talking to you. And of course, last year, we were talking all last year before I even knew that. And I
yeah.
could just tell in your voice you were really struggling energy-wise. So
Mm,
I'm so pleased that you've managed to, you know, you sound a lot more lifted in spirit, which is what I love.
yes.
And that's what I love and want to transfer to everyone here today. I know, Danielle, you're here. So I want to share with you my screen, if I may, and go through a little bit of information here that may help you understand what we're talking about. So I want to share with you today a little bit about what Alla's so excited about. And it's called biohacking, and with the science of nutrigenomics. So I'm not sure, Danielle, if you've heard of biohacking or even nutrigenomics. And I think you have.
That's my daughter saying yes. But I have.
Brilliant. Well, then, as you know, it's the science of nutrition and how it can positively impact our genes. So it's looking at that gene work, so getting into our DNA, into our cell regeneration, and helping our body do what it's designed to do. So it's very exciting. We have a lovely lady on the call which is going to share with us a little bit later on her experience in bringing it into the country, into Australia, and introducing it here. So it's a very, I'm going to say, new science in Australia, but it has actually been around for 19 years with this company. So a little bit about me. Alla mentioned we're fellow beauty therapists, and my passion is about empowering women to know more about skin health and anti-aging from the inside as well as the outside. So our skin reflects what's happening on the inside, or our health, just as much as it does aggressions and pollution and free radical damage, which I'm sure you've heard about, from the outside. So it's marrying the two together. And the reason being is that how we feel is usually how we kind of glow and actually age, or look in the mirror and how we see ourselves. So I was really excited when I found out about nutrigenomics because of how it makes us feel and because we can actually dampen down some of the things that are aging us prematurely. So let's go through that. Before I do, I want to mention that Alla and myself and Charlotte are all independent distributors, and so we cannot claim to cure, heal, prevent, mitigate, or diagnose any disease. And this information is purely for education. So let's think about how healthy we all are and the factors that play into that. So a lot of it's lifestyle, which we know, community, and I guess with the environment as it is with COVID and we're all self-isolating, we're realizing how much of an impact health can be when we don't have community in our tribe with us, and it makes us, you know, emotionally sad, but that can also impact us physically as well as the environment and lifestyle. So a lot of that we're aware of today. Particularly, we're going to talk about that DNA or that gene impression that we can make. So just looking back a little bit on aging and premature aging, and when the body actually from a physical perspective starts to break down. So as you can see, as we're not very old when we start to break down. So I'll never forget when I was doing some training with beauty therapy, I got trained by a French trainer, and I think I might have been like 27, thinking that I was young and knew it all. And she said, "Oh no, you've got mature skin." And I'm like, what? So this is the thing, at age 25, we have actually started aging. And you can see on the slides here, some of these things like the heart declines by 20 to 30% from age 20. So we don't actually have to be old to be aging on the inside. We just can't see it. But we might be getting the feeling that we're starting to be tired or lethargic, or perhaps we're a bit hungover and takes us half a day to recover, kind of thing. So what kind of things impact us and make us break down quicker than we should naturally? And it's this thing called free radical damage. And too much free radical damage is what we call oxidative stress. And that's just all the toxins that we're bombarded with on a daily basis, and they accumulate in the body while it's trying to get rid of it. So let's have a look at oxidative stress. So oxidative stress is like, think of it like you're cutting an apple and you leave it on the bench and it's sliced in half. And what happens is the skin on the top oxidizes and it turns brown. So that's actually happening to us on the inside as we get older, month by month, year by year, and it accumulates. And that brownness that the apple has is like us rusting out, or that DNA damaging and not replicating itself in perfect order again and again. So this is kind of natural, but it can be accelerated by a number of things. So what causes excessive oxidative stress? And really in today's world, it's our lifestyle. So obviously diet, what we're taking in with our food. So either poor food choices, or it can also be things that we can't see, like additives and preservatives, things that are in our water supply, perhaps things that are in our skincare that we're not aware of, or our shampoos and conditioners, as well as things like wireless. You know, we're all sitting here at home and we've got wireless going through us all the time. Now our body has to deal with that pretty much. It can't use it for energy, which is what we eat. We make energy and it makes all our body function. The wireless signals are going through and it just needs to get rid of it. So it becomes what we call a toxin. So one of the solutions for nowadays is that traditionally we would have eaten lots of healthy food, and that would have given us antioxidants that would neutralize free radical damage. The problem is, if we go back to this slide here, is that with all these things accumulating year after year after year, we now have too much oxidative stress that our body can't deal with it. We're not eating enough. We're not getting enough antioxidants from our food to neutralize enough free radicals. So one of the solutions, and this is theory one of anti-aging, is to actually work with some natural compounds. So these are herbs: milk thistle, bacopa, ashwagandha, green tea, and turmeric. You've probably heard of some of those. To work on the pathway that we naturally already have in our body and switch on the pathway, the gene. And what that does is your own cell, and we've got trillions of those in our body, can then produce its own antioxidants. Now the key here is that it can produce 1 million times what we can consume. So when we're eating blueberries, which is really, really good for us and has lots of antioxidants. So 1 punnet of blueberries is about 6,700 antioxidants. That can quench 6,700 free radicals out of the trillions that we might have in our body at one time. Or we can use this product, which has natural compounds to trigger the pathway to get each individual cell to make 1 million antioxidants, and it's squashing 1 million free radicals at a time. So it's like having a fire hose rather than the garden hose or a tap, squishing out those free radical damages. So this is the approach here, using technology and the smarts of science to actually help our body in a much bigger and more productive way to neutralize more free radicals or more oxidative stress at a quicker rate. So rather than having your 6 kilos of blueberries or your 375 oranges a day, we're actually doing this with 1 tablet a day. So can you see the graph there? Alla, can you see that graph, or was my thing over the top of it?
Yeah.
Yep, whoops. So with that graph, it shows the effects of taking Protandim. Let me just bring that back up again. Oops, doesn't want me to bring it back up again. I just want to show you, there we go. As you can see with that line, without Protandim, this is our aging process. So actually it starts happening at an accelerated rate because of our lifestyle. But with Protandim, it actually flattens. So we're actually seeing very little aging process. And in fact, at blood work, you can see the results of oxidative stress and how little you are getting with studies. So we're going to go through that in a moment. So these are the ingredients that I mentioned before, all natural herbs. And one of the things that I found was I was actually already taking turmeric and ashwagandha actually and putting it in my smoothies. And so I was like, sure, I can put that in my smoothies. It's great to know. Thanks very much. But what I found was the sum of all those ingredients, which were only little ingredients each individually, but the accumulative effect was 18 times stronger than taking those each individually in my smoothie. So I was thinking, well, buying all those raw ingredients, taking a tablet. It was kind of much easier. So the 3 pillars of health that we can impact with this new biohacking science of nutrigenomics is these 3 these three main products. And the two that are really unique are the NRF2, which we've just talked about, which is triggering the antioxidant pathway, and the NRF1, which is triggering our mitochondria, which is our energy pathway. So as we age, our energy declines, and also the rate at which we can make new mitochondria, which is like our battery cell think of it like the battery in your car. Without a battery, your car's not going anywhere. So the same thing happens with our body. Without the mitochondria renewing and being fresh and ready to go, it's not actually giving us much energy. And that's what also converts food that we intake and makes ATP, or our energy. So it can get damaged and create a lot of toxicity within our body, even though it's a natural thing that's happening. So another solution is to trigger this NRF1 pathway. So it's actually, again, using natural compounds, acetyl-carnitine, quercetin, grapeseed extract, alpha-lopaic, and coquinine. So all things that are naturally present in our body to trigger that pathway and get our own cells to produce that mitochondrial renewal phase. So it massively impacts energy, which also helps with brain clarity, which is wonderful as you get older. You can remember things, as well as feeling more refreshed when you're waking up. Those are the ingredients there. One of the things that I found, actually, a lot of my clients have commented with those two products is the sleep that they get, and it's the depth of sleep that they're getting is really profound. So I have noticed myself, I thought I never had a problem sleeping. I was like, no, I'm fine. I don't wake up. So it's that whole feeling refreshed, knowing you can tell the difference between that renewal, and from a skin perspective, you're actually stimulating your natural growth hormone too by getting a deeper REM sleep. The probiotic, the really thing that's different about this probiotic is it's in a capsulated formula called DR Caps. It's a patented formula. And what that does is it time releases the bacteria and the probiotics into the gut and then releases the bacteria. So it means that you're getting all your probiotics into your intestines where it's meant to be. The other thing that's really key and different is that it's got beta-glucan in it, which is really good for our immune system. So again, skin conditions that are a lot of rashes and irritations can be from lower immune system and impaired gut health. So this is really key for skin, from a skin perspective as well. One of the other things I loved was all the peer-reviewed publications from different journals on studies that were done for Protandim. So you can see some of the different publications there and what they've found, and all the different universities as well. So that all gives credible references. One of the massive impacting statements that had me was from the Washington State University, which rates a whole vast array of studies, and it does work on anti-aging. And it said that the NRF2 is likely to be the most health promoting approach in the foreseeable future. So this is really massive when you're thinking about they're also testing stents, and they're doing cancer stuff. So it's a very huge health impact that we can now impact our own DNA to be regenerating. The last range that we're going to talk about that Alla's got in her salon is the skincare range. And the thing that makes this really different is that it has got that NRF2 activation in every single one of those products. So it's a very simple product range, 4 products, and every single one has the anti-aging formulation too. So it's actually buffering a lot of that free radical damage that's making us have lines, pigmentation, making us, sag, and all the things that make us look a lot older prematurely. So from a skin perspective, the skincare obviously works on the top layer that you can see there, that orangey layer, but from the underneath, that fatty tissue, and the pink layer is your collagen. So that actually comes from internal. So this is where the internal nutrition or nutrients are really important, and the topical application of what we've got in our skincare makes a big difference. These are the ingredients, very similar to the NRF2 ingredients with Protandem. It's got some additions in there that help work on pigmentation and lightening up age spots. So it helps even out your complexion, which is great. What's in the product is just as important as what's not in the product, and it's not got all these nasty chemicals that are harmful. So no parabens or glutens or sulfates, formaldehydes. So that's incredibly important for today's world. They've got a hair care range, which is amazing. And actually one of those products there is the serum, which my mum's using because she's got thinning hair. And again, as we get older and our hormones change, this is what happens to some people, is that we have that thinning. And I'm hoping I'm not going to follow her pathway there. So I'll be starting that product very soon as well. So fantastic clinical trials and results with that product as well. Here's an app that actually Charlotte introduced me to. I wasn't even aware of this app, and I love it. You can download it, it's free on your phone, and you can scan the barcodes of anything that you've got in your bathroom cabinet to find out how toxic it is. So Think Dirty, that's the app. I encourage you to get that and check out what you've got in your bathroom cupboard as far as toxins go, because you may be surprised. Look at things like toothpaste, hair products, body washes, all that type of thing. So that's a quick rundown of the products from an anti-aging perspective and what we can do with this new science. And I'm wanting to introduce this amazing lady and her family. So this is her family here too. Charlotte brought the product into Australia and has now launched it into New Zealand, so 4 years ago. And I wanted to bring her on because she has a very heart-centered, amazing philosophy, which is very connected. And I was amazed when I met them in February, this whole family, how fantastic they are with sharing their wealth of knowledge. They help without hesitation, and they're there for us all the time. So part of that community is with us all the time. And here we are having Charlotte on this call. It's actually amazing. So I'm going to hand it over to you. Charlotte retired her husband after, I'll let her tell the story, but it's an amazing story. So I'll pass over to you, Charlotte.
Oh, thank you so much. What a beautiful explanation on our products, Vicky. Well done. And yeah, every time I hear the information about those products, it just builds my belief once again. And I'm so excited to be a part of this because it certainly is something that nobody else has. And thank you again for the honor to be able to speak on here tonight. Yes, you know, for me, about 4.5 years ago, I was in a position, and with my own health, as well as just, you know, life in general, where I was really questioning life, thinking, what the heck is it all about? You know, what is life about? My husband and I had immigrated 19 years ago from South Africa to Australia. We had 2 children at that stage, Brandon 26 now and Robin 23. And we wanted to give the kids a better future. So we immigrated and started again. You know, literally when you immigrate, especially when you're coming from Africa, your money isn't worth much. And so we found ourselves well into our adult years, starting all over again. And we've always worked really hard. My husband's an engineer. We live on the Sunshine Coast in Australia, and he's been commuting to and back from Brisbane every single day for work for over 10 years. And really in the last 5 years, I saw this guy who always is just gorgeous, happy. You know, he was always the joker, the party, the guy that everybody sort of, you know, stood around. I saw this guy lose his joy for life. I saw this man who I absolutely adored become miserable and actually suffer from depression. And one day I was sitting on the beach with him. It was a Saturday. And I said to him, honey, do you still dream? And he looked at me like I was from another planet. And he's like, dream about what? And I said, well, you know, dream about what's possible for our lives, like what can happen in the future, about us retiring and traveling all over the world and, you know, having 8 grandkids and all this stuff. I don't have any grandkids yet, let me tell you, but I was just dreaming still in my own head. And he looked at me, he's like, no. Is there something wrong with you? Like, I'm just trying to survive every day. I'm doing the best I can to just go to work and get back home and do it again and do it again. And that day I realized just how bad things had gotten for us and for him. And I made a decision to change it. I made a decision that I was not going to settle for mediocrity. I was not going to settle for a life of just surviving. I was going to have no regrets. And I went looking for a company and a product that I could work with. So I started looking at the top 100 companies registered with the Direct Sales Association of Australia. I wanted to go into direct sales because I believed it was the lowest risk business to start. And it was the lowest cost business. I had had my own businesses prior to that. One of them, we had about $200,000 secured on a loan against our house. It was stressful. And we ended up selling that business, really didn't get ahead. We sort of just walked out pretty much equal. And I thought, you know what, if I ever do a business again, it's going to be a direct sales network marketing business because I don't have to put my house down for security. I don't have to take a loan. It's a low cost business to start off with. It's extremely low risk. I don't have to carry stock. The company does it all. I just need to find the right product and the right company. And I started searching through the top 100. And about 2 weeks from starting, I found this product that Vicky explained to you called Protandim NRF2. And I thought, oh my gosh, what is this? It's been out for 13 years and it's not in Australia. Oh my gosh, jackpot! Just won the lotto ticket. And I started researching that product more and more and more. And the more I did, the more excited I got. Friends, for 3 days, I couldn't leave my computer. I just watched video after video after video on YouTube with people saying, this stuff works. This stuff has changed my life. It's affordable. I'll stay on it for the rest of my life. It's simple to take. And I thought, yes, this is it. So I contacted the corporate office. I said, hey, there's a crazy lady in Australia who wants to build this business. Will you help me? Will you work with me? And of course they said yes. They're not going to say no, right? So we started on the 4th of April, 2016 with this product in Australia. And 2 years and 5 months later, I managed to replace my husband's income and retire this man from his work, his full-time work. He's home. Tomorrow he's going fishing. It is just amazing. He can do what he wants. He's doing maintenance on the house. We live on 6 acres. He plots around with the goats. He's on the quad. Then he's in the shed. He's got a life. He's got joy and purpose and, you know, living life again to the full, which is what we should have. You know, we all deserve to have freedom and money. Money is not about buying stuff. Money gives you a quality life. Money gets you out of that job that's killing you. Money gets you away from that boss that you want to kill. Money really changes things for you, right? Money changed everything for me and my family. When I started, these 2 beautiful children of mine, you can see my son there in the middle. Brandon is 26 and my daughter is the one at the bottom on the left, Robin, she's 23. When I started my business, I was adamant to find something that was secure long-term. I wasn't just looking for the big next shiny thing, something I could make a quick bit of money on. No way. I was looking for long-term secure stability for my family and for my two children. So I started a business for both of them at the same time. And today, those 2 young children have businesses that does in the millions a year in sales. They have been set up. Their lives are different. They will never, ever have to go work for a boss. Both my children are building this business with me. And you know what we do every day? We find people like Vicky and like Alla, and we help them feel the best they've ever felt. Vicky and Alla, don't you feel the best you've ever felt?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you angry, Vicky, with me for telling you about Protandem?
God,
No.
no, it changed my life.
Exactly. And that's what we do every day. And at the same time, oh my gosh, we've changed our family's future forever. Friends, I now earn a set $50,000 a month. Not a year, a month. And I started with 4 of my girlfriends, just telling people about it. That has taken off and grown to today paying me $50,000 a month in income. Why? Not because of me, because of the product. Vicky and Alla will never go off this product. My husband was so similar to Alla's husband. He's like, don't give me more tablets, honey. I'm not taking more stuff. I'm like, do you want to retire or don't you want to retire? If you want to retire, swallow these tablets. And so he did. And then same story, like he phoned me one day. He said, honey, you know, we've run out of the one. Can you please do whatever you need to do to get us more because I'm feeling tired. Whereas before I had energy when I was on the tablet. It changed his life. He will never go one day without taking it, nor will I. My children, when I saw a book written by Bob Wright, I forget what's his full name, they just call him Bob, but he founded the American Anti-Cancer Association. Go look for him, research him. He wrote a book called Killing Cancer, Not People. And in that book, he dedicated 2 pages to this product, Protandem NRF2. When I read that, I remember the day I got up from my desk, I took some Protandem off my shelf. You can see I've got some behind me. And I walked to my children and their fiancés and I said, hey guys, for the rest of your life, if you want to have a happy G-mama, they call me G-mama for grandmama, for when I have those grandkids one day, I said, if you want to have a happy G-mama, you will take one of these tablets every day for the rest of your life and never ask me even why. Because when I saw in that book what Bob Wright says, he lost both his parents to cancer. He's made it his life commitment to find a cure for cancer. And he says that his biggest recommendation for any person walking this planet is that this product you should be on for the rest of your life because it's as anti-cancer as you can get. Now, we can never make claims that we can cure, heal, prevent, mitigate, or diagnose any disease. Definitely not. But you go research for yourself what it means to reduce oxidative stress in your body and then see the importance of that. And this tablet that Vicky has told you about reduces oxidative stress by 40% in just 30 days, according to an independent study that was done in the States. So this product is the best there is on the market. It's the only one of its type. It's consumable. People finish it every single month and then they buy it again. And when they buy it again, we get paid again. They buy it again, we get paid again. They buy it again, I'm lying on the beach, I get paid again, right? And that is called leveraged income. Friends, if you've never heard of leveraged income, go research it. Leveraged income is the kind of income that keeps on coming in when you've worked for it once. That's what happens when you have a product that's unique, that is beautiful, that is scientifically proven, it's all natural. It helps people with their health. You can set up a really strong business for your family. And that's exactly what I did, exactly what Vicky's doing, and exactly what Alla's doing. So thank you for the opportunity to share. I am so grateful, and I would love to welcome any of your friends, Alla, who would like to join us into our LifeVantage family.
Thank you so much, Alla. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Charlotte, for your time. Appreciate it. And that's us for tonight. Alla, I'm going to stop sharing my screen when I can find my cursor. There we are. Here we are. You can see I'm a beauty therapist and not good on PowerPoint.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Learning. So hopefully we've empowered you with a bit of education and options for solutions for anti-aging and also for feeling better. So that's our aim tonight. Feel better, look better, and possibly with all our work from home environments that we're doing now, there's options for extra income as well. So Thank you for your time tonight. Ella, did you want to say something?
Yes, yes. Can I ask, because Danielle is pregnant at the moment with the second child.
Congratulations.
Yes. Is it safe for her to take the tablet if she chooses to, or use the skincare?
Charlotte, are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I can answer. So absolutely, the skincare is 100% fine. You know, the tablet is food. As Vicky explained, it's nutrigenomics. So nutri meaning nutrition, genomics meaning your genes. So it's really just like eating turmeric, ashwagandha, bacopa, green tea, and milk thistle. It's just food. It's not a drug. The company has not done studies on pregnant women. So from an official company point of view, we cannot say that we have done studies and you can take it. We do always say, speak to your health professional. But I can tell you that we have thousands and thousands of mamas who's birthed NRF2 activated babies. So we can add you into a Facebook group that we have. There's 20,000 people in there. Activate My Life is the name of it, and you can ask some questions in there. Speak to mums who have done that, who used Protandim right through their pregnancies. You know, one thing that we do know is that babies are born with oxidative stress, and so if mum can reduce her oxidative stress, it's way better for baby. I saw a study recently that was done in Australia. In fact, it was Cairns University. They did a study on babies that were just born, and they looked at the chemicals in the umbilical cords. Would you believe that there's over 400 chemicals found in the baby's umbilical cord? And that means all that stuff is right from really conception. It's going through bum. Right, so it is a personal decision you got to make as a company. As I said, we haven't done tests on pregnant women, and we will never, because no company does a test like that on a pregnant woman. You just don't. Yeah, nobody. You go to the chemist and ask if any of the multivitamins, the omegas, the whatever is there has ever been tested on a pregnant woman, and they'll tell you no, because nobody's going to ever do a test on a pregnant woman. It's just a standard thing. However, we know pregnant mums have oxidative stress. We know babies are born with it. We know the product is just food. I have never seen or heard of anything happen with a pregnant mum being on it. And we know babies have those chemicals in their body and in their blood. So would I put my children on it? Absolutely, I would. And I'm pretty sure both my daughters-in-law will be on Protandim when they're pregnant.
Actually, I am a grandmother, and I have got she's not my daughter-in-law, but she's my son's girlfriend. She's taking the products. She takes more than my son. So, and our little granddaughter's 4.5 months. So getting it through her. So
I can't wait. I can't wait to see her.
I know.
She's
so gorgeous. She's so gorgeous.
You know, I've told my kids I want to have 4 grandkids from each of them.
Right.
Yeah, and initially they were like kicking against it. Now they're warming up to it, which is really exciting. Yeah.
Well, you'll have the time.
Well done.
Yeah, I'll be Pro-10 by then, which is, you know, really great income. And really, I mean, not that I don't have great income now, but yeah, I'm already designing my whole house for all these grandkids that are coming. My son was actually meant to get married last Saturday, but they've had to postpone because of COVID. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, Robin, my daughter, and her fiance are getting married. They were supposed to get married in August, so they had to postpone that too, but they're still going to do the getting married thing because she's going to start IVF. Yeah, so it's exciting.
Oh, it's very exciting.
We've definitely got babies coming next year. I can feel it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh well, Danielle, you'll be amongst many in this whole big family now.
Yeah.
The LifeVantage and Protandim family of
healthy people.
Oh my God.
Ladies,
Wonderful.
I'm sorry, I've got to leave. I've got to do another presentation quickly, but it's been so good connecting with you. Alice, thank you so much for helping us get these products into the bodies of people. That's our mission. The company's mission is to help 1 million people feel the best they've ever felt and also have financial freedom. So thank you for helping us on our mission.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Take
See you
care.
guys. Pleasure,
Bye.
bye.
And thanks for coming on too, Danielle. And we'll look forward to welcoming you to either
Our family.
Yeah, exactly. However we can help.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night.
Bye.